There's a kind of pain that we women never write in a medical record. It's not clinical, but it lingers. It's not in your knees or heels, but in that quiet moment when you pretend you're not hurting, just because your shoes look pretty. I used to think, a little pain for a little glamour, until one day, my toes turned purple. I had to walk barefoot to the parking lot, each step praying no one would see. Heels once made me feel like a queen, eyes high, back straight. But the price? Walking like a dancer, rehearsing in shoes 2 sizes too big, or worse, a tired aunt forced onto a catwalk. The tale of heels sinking into grass, a wake-up fall from a stylish dream. 8 years ago, I went to a garden wedding. Tight red dress, burnt orange lipstick, 9-centimeter stilettos. I felt stunning until my heel sank straight into the grass. I gasped, stumbled, and nearly spilled my entire glass of Prosecco on the groom's suit. You know that feeling, don't you? Gorgeous shoes, but your stomach clenches. By the end, I took off my shoes, carried them like Cinderella at midnight. No carriage, no prince, just swollen feet and my doctor's voice ringing. Your Achilles is not made of rubber. Ma'am, your Achilles tendon isn't made of rubber, you know. And in that moment, I asked myself, what's the point of looking good if I have to grit my teeth just to smile? That's when I knew comfort matters more for the long road ahead. The first days of heel detox, a little funny, a little sleepy. Since week 1, I boldly trimmed my mountain of high heels, keeping only one 9-centimeter wine red pair in case I missed the glory days. After 20 years on trembling toes, I dropped to 5 centimeters. It felt like switching from high soprano to a deep, unsure hum. That first step felt clumsy, heel hitting ground like it forgot how. On the stairs, I tripped slightly and muttered, "Did these steps get shorter?" But that morning, no tight calves, just ease, like hitting snooze and getting 10 more delicious minutes in bed. In week 2, I went down to 3 centimeters and discovered the brilliant term bar-to-car shoes. Turns out, I wasn't striding with pride. I was limping from bar to car. Walk 3 blocks? My knees would sigh. One mall afternoon, I saw a young woman take off her heels, tiptoe barefoot, clutching her dress, rushing. Looking at her, I saw my 25-year-old self. And my heart ached for those feet I once ignored. By week 3 came height nostalgia. I looked in the mirror, and somehow the mirror looked higher. So I tried a trick, a wide headband, hoping to fake half an inch of height. Result? My husband burst out laughing. "Are you wearing a headband or building an antenna?" The upside? That night, no need for heel patches. That alone made me smile. In week 4, I gifted myself a pair of soft brown loafers, the kind you just slip on with a satisfying whoosh. Soft soles, rounded toes, hugging my feet like kittens. I still remember that Sunday. White jeans, blue striped shirt, new loafers, and a market bag swinging from my arm. The vendor smiled. "New shoes? You look younger already." I laughed, thinking it wasn't the shoes, it was standing straight, free from heel pain. Since my heel detox, my spine stopped whining, knees stopped creaking, and the medicine cabinet no longer overflowed with bandages. And I realized I wasn't stepping back from fashion, I was stepping forward into comfort, and comfort turned out to be the shiniest crown of all after 50. 5 unbelievable benefits after 6 months without high heels. Half a year after stepping down from heels, I began to notice small, lovely gifts I never expected. Call them 5 surprising perks because I truly never saw them coming. 1. A straighter back, and suddenly the mirror became an ally. Back when I wore 9-centimeter heels, I had to arch my back, tilt my hips. My lower spine curved like a question mark. In the morning mirror, I looked ready to shed a hip bone. Since switching to low soles, my spine reset to its natural curve. I stood straighter, shoulders relaxed, belly no longer pushed forward. Honestly, during a recent ID photo shoot, the photographer said, "Just stand like that. No need to suck in your stomach." I smiled and didn't have to gasp for air behind that blue curtain like before. 2. A happy spine means sleep as deep as the sea. The doctor explained when legs aren't tense, back muscles and nerves that control sleep are also set free. Sounds scientific, but I only believed it when my smartwatch said 40 more minutes of deep sleep every night. Positive side effect? I no longer needed strong coffee. I brewed jasmine tea, listened to morning birds, and felt 10 years younger. My husband joked, "You sleep so deeply, I tugged the blanket and you didn't even stir." Well, I was just sleeping like a rock. 3. Say goodbye to the signature staircase wobble. Back in my high heels, I had a signature move on the stairs, clinging to the railing, tiptoeing like a trembling cat. Add a heavy bag, and my hips immediately protested. Today, in 3-centimeter block heels or flat Birkenstocks, I stride easily. Even with a basket full of tomatoes, I can still dance down the stairs 2 at a time. I realized I was finally using my stairs like free thigh training equipment. And honestly, nothing beats that feeling. 4. Lose 6 centimeters in height, gain a few inches of confidence. I lost 6 centimeters, but gained a sense of freedom. No more staring at the ground, dodging cracks or potholes. I realized people remember your smile and your stories, not your height. I showed off my new low heels, and my best friend said, "You look younger. That lower heel makes your maxi dress fall more naturally." Turns out, sometimes confidence walks best in your natural height. 5. No more money leaking on heel pads and pain relief. Mirror shelf in my bathroom used to be a first aid parade. Band-aids, pain gels, numbing sprays, silicone pads. I bought them every month, enough to book a weekend getaway. Since landing back on lower heels, I dropped the rescue kit. That small savings now funds joy. A bottle of New World Cab, lunch with my daughter, or hydrangeas perfuming the living room. My wallet stopped bleeding, but my heart grew warm because self-care doesn't need a fashion victim label. I used to think all those benefits were just flat shoe company marketing. But 6 months in, every small impossible became a simple truth. Happy feet really do walk us to brighter journeys, beyond what old heels ever promised. Happy Shoe Closet. Top 5 friendly shoes for women over 50. 1. Soft leather loafers. Elegance without the effort. I once slipped on loafers just to take out the trash, then wandered to the corner cafe, where my accountant friend glanced at my feet and said, "Stylish and spinal safe." When to wear them? At work, meeting friends, or on Saturday mornings, just to smile at yourself in the mirror. Recommended style: Rounded toe, 1 to 2 centimeters sole. In smooth or suede leather, brown, beige, or navy goes with any skin tone or outfit. Why they deserve a spot. They make you look stylish, yet still practical enough to carry a market basket without people thinking you're off to a wedding. Quick combo, white jeans plus striped shirt, or an A-line midi dress with a dainty silk scarf. Familiar names: Todd's, Cole Haan, Clark's, G.H. Bass. 2. Ballet flats, feminine and flexible. The first time I wore ballet flats, I was in the kitchen. One hand stirring pho, the other dancing to Fly Me to the Moon. Even the cat didn't hear me sneak up. Perfect for midi dresses, straight leg pants, a weekend picnic, or a library run with your grandchild. Recommended design: soft leather, cushioned insoles, and slightly square toes, so your big toe won't scream for help. What I love most? A good pair of ballet flats makes you forget you're wearing shoes at all. A quick refresh, add a brooch or swap out the bow for satin ribbon. 10 minutes and they feel brand new. Easy to find. Repetto, Sam Edelman, Rothy's Hush Puppies. 3. Low-heeled sandals, breezy, safe, and polished. Last month, my U50 friends and I took a trip. The sun was blazing. The sand was burning. But those trusty T-strap sandals, they saved me from sliding down a gravel hill. Perfect for travel, garden parties, or summer night markets. Design: soft leather straps, Velcro back, flat sole, or a gentle 1 centimeter lift. The heel's low, but your spirit still takes a joyful little leap. Style tip: floral maxi, wide straw hat, brown sandals equal a retired Greek goddess. Familiar names: Birkenstock, Echo, Teva, FitFlop. You've probably heard of them or already have a pair hiding in your closet. 4. Block heels, 3 to 4 centimeters, balanced, steady, and graceful. I once wore stilettos to my niece's birthday, stood for an hour, secretly dreaming of the couch. Now I wear nude 3 centimeter block heels, still taller than her, but no more knee crack. Suitable for weddings, reunions, business signings, especially when the photo shoot comes right after. Try this style: H-strap or T-strap, block heel covered in matching leather, in nude tones or soft champagne shimmer. My personal motto: stilettos for 5 minutes of power, block heels for hours of grace. Maintenance tip: add rubber grips under the heel for less slipping and no more loud clacks on wooden floors. Familiar names: Naturalizer, Geox, Vionic, Clark's. 5. Simple sneakers, kind to every step. One morning, I missed my train, had to sprint nearly 400 meters. But thanks to my low-top sneakers, I hopped on, proud and barely out of breath. A message for you: at any age, we deserve to run and roam. Choose sneakers, not the seat on the sideline. Style tip: roll cuff jeans plus denim shirt, small turban, or a shirt dress with a slim belt, youthful without trying too hard. A little note on a happy shoe closet: 5 pairs may sound few, but they've seen every moment, from sunny picnics to laughter-filled reunions, from watering plants to ballroom nights. Because sometimes, happiness is just slipping on the right fit, opening the door, and knowing every step is smiling back at you. 5 tips for finding and caring for shoes for older adults. At this age, a treasure underfoot isn't just an investment in my body. It's a daily companion. So I learned to care for shoes like I care for health. Simple, but thorough. Feet tend to swell a bit by afternoon. Buy shoes in the morning, and by 5 p.m., they're not snug, they're suffocating. I've worn a pair that fit at 9 a.m., only to regret it later. 2. Reuse old fabric bags as jackets for your shoes. Items you don't wear often should be wrapped in fabric bags or cotton cloths to avoid dust and humidity buildup in storage. One day while cleaning, I found my 20-year-old wedding boots cracked at the heel from moisture. Since then, every pair has had its own little jacket. Sprinkle baking soda overnight. After travel or damp weather, I toss a pinch into each shoe. By morning, it's absorbed odors and moisture. No need for chemicals. DIY shoe shapers. Once, I stuffed old newspaper into my favorite boots. The next day, ink had bled into the toe like spilled ink. Since then, I only use glossy magazines. Arch support inserts. I bought soft ones online, 200,000 VND a pair. A lifesaver for flat feet or lower back pain, especially when walking a lot. I got shorter, but my husband said I'm easier to hug now. One time I wore a silk dress with 3-centimeter kitten heels, and my husband looked at me, then chuckled. You seem shorter than yesterday, but hugging you feels just right. I replied, well then, you're the one who's winning here, not me. We both burst out laughing. Turns out, less height just brought us a little closer. Dear sisters, at 20, we strutted in stilettos all day without a peep. At 30, we kept pushing. Style, figure, someone's gaze. But at 50 plus, we earn a right we never dared claim before. The right to love the feet that carried us through decades. I don't think high heels are bad. They have their moments, glamour, poise, but don't let personal style turn into silent suffering just because we fear being called faded. To me, a beautiful woman after 50 is someone who stands tall, walks steady, and smiles from the soul. True style? It's in steady steps, upright posture, and a peaceful smile. And if today you chose flats over heels, don't feel shy. That comfort may be the very thing that makes you shine brightest. If you found your happy pair of shoes, tell me all about it. Still unsure? Try the 30-day low heel challenge. Tag me, Wool Toast, Cabernet, or Chamomile to free feet. Click subscribe if you like these little chats. Next week, my 5 morning habits for happiness. No promises to fix sadness, but I promise a morning smile.